What's that, Skip? Shauno's talking about Supercoach again. Let's go. G'day everybody, it's Shauno again, and I'm back with some more Supercoach content. Today we're going to be doing our round 15 review video, and as you can see for the big green arrow, we got a top 1% score. But before we go on, don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Yes, if you haven't already subbed, please do that now. That helps me out a lot. I really appreciate it. Also, don't forget to like the video if you like the video, and leave me a comment down below letting me know how'd you go this week. What type of score did you get in your match? Oh, one last thing, don't forget to join the Discord, and on Thursdays when we do our live video, if you put your team in where it says post my team here in the Discord, I will pop it up on the screen and we will have a chat about it. All right, crew, let's go in. I was just wondering before we go, maybe we should keep this thumbnail for next season as a bit of clickbait. Maybe when we're doing our pre-season, we could put this same top 1% score up there and make everyone believe I had a top 1% ranking instead of the terrible ranking that we actually do have. But let's go and have a look at that ranking. All right, here we go on the dashboard. We scored a 2,321, almost our highest score of the season in the bye rounds, which in some ways is good and in some ways is a little sad. But that is a top 1% score for the round. Round rank 2,794. So pretty good. And we jumped 11,407 places for our season rank to be 43,517. We're heading in the right direction, but it's still not great. And considering we've only got 4 trades, I believe it is, left, I don't think it's going to be, I don't think we can keep pushing up. Usually this is the time of season where I'd say, here's where we start dragging people back. But this season, with the amount of trades we have, I don't think that's going to happen. We will just undo anything that I have done here. I haven't made any. Okay, cool. So we've got 4 trades. So let's go through and see how the team did, as we usually do. So Lockie Ash won 13. Jack Sinclair, obviously he's got that injury right at the beginning of the game, only got a 4. Some people are saying calf. Some people are saying Achilles. We'll talk a little bit more about that, what we think when it comes to the trades. Lockie Whitfield, you might have thought that maybe I didn't have Lockie Whitfield in my team last week. I did not. I got him in. It was a toss-up between him and Will Day. I thought he was a little bit more expensive than Day. I thought he might have been a little bit more reliable and been able to a little bit less injury prone. Now, he did get this 88. He seemed to be playing up the field a little bit more. At three-quarter time, I believe he had 84, and so he only scored like 44 points in the last quarter. But I have to admit, he looked like he was everywhere earlier on in the game, so I'm not too sure if I like it or not. I think I'd probably prefer if he was back taking the kick-ins. The other guy, Connor, was taking a lot of kick-ins, so I don't know if I love it. Hopefully I haven't brought him in just in time for it to turn sour, but he's in the team now, so we're going to have to live with it, and he's going to be there to the end of the season. Wilkie, nice comeback from Wilkie with a 130. Very happy with him. I know he had a bit of a down week last week, but yeah, definitely nice bounce back with a big score. Clark is doing the same Clark stuff he's been doing all season with a 70. Not impressed, and we're just going to have to live with this. Josh Dacos with this 92. We were very lucky. I think he was only on about 50 points coming into the last quarter. And then when Collingwood were trying to ice the game, they were just chipping it around in the back line and all over the place. And that's where he was. He was getting the chips and the marks, and that kind of got his score up to a 90. It didn't really look like it was going to get anywhere near that. So a little bit lucky there. Edwards and Dirksen. Edwards didn't play. Dirksen got a 68, which is nice. Hopefully he holds his spot with Wiedering coming back in, but he probably won't if history tells us that is the way it goes. If we move down to the midfield, we had Zachy Butters for a 124, Bont for a 142, Holmes for a 128, Dacos a 159, Callahan a 103, Rao a 90. Been very disappointing, Mr. Rao. And again, he's another one. It looked like he was lucky to get to that 90. Walsh 112 looked a lot better this week. Looks like his injured shoulder wasn't hampering him as much, so it was good to see him perform. We did have HK on the field for the 96, which was very nice. He was very unlucky, not to get the 100 there. So that is pretty good. And yes, so then we move into the ruck line where we had Gorn with 120 and Mr. Luke Jackson, who let the dogs out, 176 as my vice captain. So a captain score, a huge captain score, very nice. He was my number one captain choice for the week, and he came through for me, which was very, very good indeed. That just like it always sets you off. I think a Thursday night game like that, and all of a sudden you're on a blinder for the for the round with a huge captain score. She's a 153, very nice. Jason or Francis, again, it's been very good the last few weeks after those few 70s, so well done him. 128. Petrarca 101, another one at, I don't know about these Gold Coast boys. If they're not named Noah Anderson, they seem to just struggle to get 100. So not loving the look of it at the moment. Pickett 54, well down. Durham didn't play, and the Mitch Pod got a 45. So, I mean, for one of the reasons I did so well this week is because we were in the bye rounds and we only have best 18, so we had some big scores there. I don't think we're going to do so well once we come out of the buys and back to full teams. But we got one more week of the buy, and this week, yes, it's going to be a little bit tricky. I think I've got quite a few plays out. And as we know, I'm playing for my leagues, not my overall score. We did win our league here in the game day versus our friend Mark here with the Frio Spit Roast. It's a bit unlucky. He had a few players like LDU. I'm not too sure if you guys can see. He had LDU and Sherry that didn't really deliver what he would expect. And Sanders, I'm not too sure if Liberatore's time back in Western Bulldogs affected Sanders a little bit, and even Jordan Dawson was down. So he had a very good team. They just didn't perform this week. And I was a bit lucky that people like Wilkie and I had Max Gorn and he didn't, who got those big scores. So this coming week, we will be facing another good friend of mine, Brad, and he has a very good team. He is leading our league at the moment with their team called I Dunno, and he has less primos out, plus he has Sinclair the same as me, plus I know he's got a lot more trades than me. Only a few weeks ago he told me he had 17 trades and 2 boosts, so I don't think I'm going to be winning this week without a lot of luck. And the premiums that he has that I don't have, like I think we're both at the moment, he'll have 5 premiums, I think, more, and I'll have 4. But even though I'll have more out than he will, and his premiums will be Anderson, LDU, Dawson, and Houston, and Tracy, if you can call Houston a premium. So there's probably a reasonable chance I'm going to lose this week, and that's not going to be great as my overall league, as I am sitting in 10th spot. I might have won my round, but I actually went down due to percentage. So I'm really struggling. There's a lot of people on 36. When I do lose this week, I could possibly drop down as far as 12th. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but it could happen, and then we're going to have to think about what we're going to do after that. So before we go on, we will do our MVP, and this week, as usual, if you look down here, we're going to show you who gets the MVP by doing it this way. Just down there where it says Shauno's schedule, keep an eye out. There we go. The big Mr. Luke Jackson, Dogger himself. The captain score, massive captain score, got us off to an absolute blinder of a start to the round. And so if we go to the spreadsheet, and we put in Luke Jackson for 3 points, we have a new leader, ladies and gentlemen. Bont, even though he had a bit of a comeback round this week, has been a bit down over the last few weeks, and Jackson has been on fire. He's got 3 points in the last three. He's got 3 points twice in the last 3 weeks. So to take the lead at 11 points, could the Dennis Cometti medal be reflecting the real Brownlow medal? How long is it since a ruckman has won the real Brownlow medal? I believe it must be a long time, I would think. So that'd be kind of nice to see. So good luck with Luke Jackson with that. But he did absolutely dominate that game. Then I've given 2 points to Nick Dacos and 1 point to Harry Sheasel for their big scores. And an honourable mention to HK Hall Kahan, who with his rookie who gets a 90, he is very unlucky not to get any points at all. The only reason he didn't get any points basically is just because of the huge scores put up by Sheasel and by Dacos. Nice to see Dacos back with a big score and Sheasel just doing Sheasel things. All right, crew. So I guess now is the time we talk about trades, and you know what that means. We're going to do our trade segment, and which we like to call You're Fired.
This is the last straw, Griffin. You are fired.
Fine. I'm not good enough for this place anyway.
Okay, let's get on with it. I have only 4 trades, and we were kind of hoping that maybe we wouldn't have to trade this week. And what do we got in the bank? 134k. Now with Sinclair, if it's 3 to 4 weeks, I'm probably holding. I probably don't have the choice. I'll just hold, and I'll probably put Edwards here. Probably put Edwards here on the field. I've got Kahan in my midfield. So we can't get the DPP back there. At some point, we hope that we might, but at the moment, we can't do that. So 3 to 4 weeks, we're probably holding. Now, what if it's more than that? Say it's actually an Achilles. Now, Achilles take a long time to come back from. So say there's Achilles, we'll trade him out, and I think we'll swing Kahan back there because we still have a full back line. I guess that's one of the advantages of getting in Whitfield last week. We still have a full back line, and we will put Kahan. He can either play here or we can run Holmes back there. So that leaves us either a midfield spot, or what we can do. Actually, before we do this, let's cancel out. Let's set the team up as it will be when we're coming out of the buys. So Grundy. So we need Kalani White to go. Yep, there we go. Banfield comes down there. Kalani White comes over here. Grundy goes down there. So as you can see, the forward line's a bit low, right? So I'm actually playing Mitch Pod, and he's got no backup. So if I was to get an injury in the forward line, I've got no one coming in off the bench. He's kind of like my flex, my last position, Mitch Pod. So this score hopefully will be the one that doesn't count. But it'd still be nice to have a player there and have Pod on the bench. Now here in the center, I think what we'll do is we will move, once we move Hall Kahan into the back line. So if we trade here, trade Sinclair, move Hall Kahan. Why don't we'll move Holmes back. So there we go. We got a full back line, and then we can either have a midfielder for any midfielder we want for 640k, or we can move Banfield up there, give ourselves a bit of DPP action, and have a forward. So this way, if I did it this way, I could cover the forward line, and then I would have 3 trades left for injury trades to go on the season. So there's 2 options. The one option I don't mind is I kind of like the role of Jordan De Goey. Seems to be getting a lot of CBAs, can kick goals. So we could complete this trade and the team would look like this. Pod would go to the bench, DeGoey would be there, and then we would have we'd be able to, between Sharp, Hawkahan, or HK, Hunter Killer as we like to call him, or Joel Fitzgerald, two of those three guys would be on the field, and we would, use the loophole of Bamfield or Ison. A lot of people are saying Ison might get dropped this week. Use like one of those guys to, use a loophole to get the best score out of those three. So that is one option. And in that option, I have the two guys who potentially could score the highest. Hawkahan, we just seen he got a 96, and that was only off 60% time on ground. And Fitzgerald, especially the first week, only had about 68% or 65% time on ground, and he got a 70. And if you look at his stats, that could have easily been 100. His disposal efficiency wasn't that great. If his disposal efficiency was a little bit better and he spent a little bit more time on ground, he could have easily got 100. And we know Dyson Sharp, he was getting CBAs before he got injured. He didn't in his first week back. He's kind of lost them to Sullivan Roby. But maybe he gets another bit of a run through the midfield at some point at Essendon. So I could run like this. And I think this is the safest option. And this is the best option. But if I wanted to go balls to the wall, because there's no reason why DeGoey can't just drop me a stinky 70 or something. He's got a 133, but he got a 72 last week, a 117, a 111, a 98, a 127. Then he's got a 73, like a 110. So any of those 100 scores would be very nice. And then the beginning of the season, I don't think he was getting the CBAs at the beginning of the season. So, it actually looks okay. He's scoring since round 9. He's only had one game where he's gone below 98, which was at 72. So I could do that. And if he could score like he has been, I'd be happy with that. And he's at 490. Or what we could do, we could just go for one of the big dogs. So let's get rid of that. Let's stop that. So we'll update the trade. We'll just cancel it. We'll just cancel and make our life easy. Then we will do it again. Confirm, sorry. So out goes Sinclair. Holmes goes back. And then maybe we just pick a midfielder that we really want. So there'd be two options that I like here. One is we wait a week and we get Nas, especially with Sinclair out. If Nas goes back, I think there's less likelihood they're going to tag him if he's in that back line. He was there this week. He was everywhere. He was taking kick-ins. He was in the midfield. He was all over the place. And he scored huge. So I do like Nas. And the other one I really like, who's not on a bye this week, I don't want to pay that much for Heaney, even though I do like him. So I think Noah Anderson, we picked him at the beginning of the year. We thought he was going to be good. We traded him out after he had that appendix issue, and also he hadn't been scoring very well. And then he came back and he basically had one average week and then went gangbusters ever since then. So we got him in for a reason pre-season. We predicted he was going to be good and he suited the style of the game. Who knows? Maybe those down games, maybe that appendix was affecting him. Who knows why he had those down games? But he has been absolutely on fire for these since he's come back. So he had 1 week. He had 1 week off. Then he got a 95 and an 85, and we were all patting ourselves on the back, saying, "Yay, that was a good trade." But since then, he's gone 145, 134, 126, 101, 126, and 136. Now, the problem is, if we complete this trade, I think the chances of me getting a better score out of him, out of DeGoey, is a lot. But this only leaves me 60K in the bank. So with the DeGoey one, I've got almost an extra, close to 100K on top of this, which means if I want to make one more upgrade, it's only going to be one more, which is going to give me pretty much 21 primos not 22, not 23. I'm going to have to do 21 primos with a Hawker Hahn or a Joel Fitzgerald playing on the field here. So if we look at how the team will look. So that means that we have to live with this spot, being a rookie. And then we've got this spot here also being a rookie. Then we choose probably out of Hawker Hahn or Fitzgerald, who we're going to, we're going to loophole each of those. So I think this is more of the balls to the wall way to go. If I want to win my league matches, I think Anderson can put out big scores, and I think he can pretty much hurt other teams. Or if I want to go the more safe route, I go Jordan De Goey down here, and then I'll have enough money to potentially go use 2 trades to take up a Sharp or somebody to another, good midfielder. But the good midfielder won't be a Noah Anderson. It'll be someone around a 500k. That's all I'll be able to afford. So do I want Jordan De Goey and a 500k midfielder? Or do I want Noah Anderson? And then down here will be someone who's probably more like a 400k player, like a Brent Daniels or someone like that in the forward line. So the question is, who's going to score me at the end of the season better? De Goey and say someone like if we got the Luke Parker, who's, about just under 500k at the moment. The two of them going to score me better, or what's going to score is a Noah Anderson and a Brent Daniels going to score me better? That is a question I need to ask myself. I'm really not too sure which way I want to go. It's already been a disaster of a season, so I'm tempted to go this way. And like I said, between Nas and Noah Anderson, I like them both, but Nas is on his bye next week. So if I got Noah Anderson this week, it means I do have my opponent has him in league this week as well. So it means I counter that, extra primo that he would have, gives myself more of a chance of a fluke win, even though I think it is going to be far pretty unlikely. I'm going to need a lot of luck to win against him, maybe another big captain score that he doesn't have. I'm going to have to really get lucky this week. So after that, though, I could always just tank this week, and then after that week get in Nas, who's he's about the same price. So if I was going for overall score, I'd get in Anderson for sure. Going for league wins, maybe it's worth waiting for Nas. I'm not too sure. Anyway, that's the dilemma that I'm in, crew. I'll be doing one of those trades if Sinclair is out for 3 to 4 weeks, out more than 3 to 4 weeks. If he's called a 3-weeker, I will probably hold. If they say, hey, we don't know, we're going to, when the injury list comes up, it says to be confirmed, and there's no real details about his scans and stuff, I might just keep him this week, as I feel like I could potentially, do some other stuff next week. And since I almost definitely going to lose my league match, it doesn't really matter whether I keep him for a week or not. That will affect my overall score, and I could drop back some of those lovely places that I gained this week. But as we said, we're playing for leagues, and that's what really matters. All right, crew, that is enough about my trades. If you would like to know more about what I think you out there in the community should do, don't forget to join us for Wednesday's video where we do our trades and captains video. So yes, that will be coming out. But right now, who am I going to pick as my captain? Well, I guess we're going to have to look at the segment that says, "Oh, captain, my captain."
Oh, captain, my captain.
Sit down, Mr. Anderson.
Okay, so for me, I guess we're going to set the team up for this week. We can optimize. Predicted for a 1909. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. People are saying Dirksen might not play, so let's call it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. People are saying ISO might not play, so let's call it 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, maybe 20 players. I thought I counted 19 once before, so maybe I'm a little bit wrong there, but it's either 19 or 20. And for the captain or vice captain options, Sydney versus Brisbane, Grundy hasn't been the best form at the moment, so I'm not going to go him. Hawthorn versus GWS, I don't think I would like to pick anybody in this match. Carlton versus West Coast, I don't trust Sam Walsh as far as I can throw him. So that's a no. Collingwood versus Richmond. This is going to be it. So Dacos coming off a 159 versus Richmond. Vice captain, I think if you've got Dacos, this is the way to go. And this is the way I'll definitely be going. And then the question will be who to make captain. And that might very much be determined about who my opponent makes captain. So I might need to go somebody different, as in my opponent in my league matches. But maybe we just back Jackson in again against the Gold Coast Suns, even with Witts, who, I don't even think Witts has been doing that well this season. They've had a few other rucks running through there. So I still think Jackson could potentially dominate again. And or the other one I really like too is Sheasel versus Essendon. So one of those two. If my opponent went Jackson, maybe I go Sheasel. If I went Sheasel, vice versa. Now I got a feeling my opponent's a pretty smart guy, so he's probably going to go Dacos as well. Maybe a sneaky Anderson, but versus Fremantle, who are quite restrictive, maybe not. So anyway, crew, that's what I think I'm going to do for my captains this week. Again, join us for that Wednesday video if you want more choices for you guys and girls out there in the community. And we're going to call that the video for the day. So I hope everybody has a really good week, and I will speak to you all again very soon.